Folks, I want to thank you for listening today. Well, my guest today has been this past hour, Ms. Marie Franklin. In the first part of the hour, we talked about David Ruffin, how they dedicated a street in his honor. I just think it needs to go from the beginning of 8th Street all the way to the end, all the way till it changed to Highway 19. I don't think it needs to be anything short of that. I think that'll be great for the city, and I think it'll be good for commerce. Folks, Tuesday we gonna vote, and I saw so many people downtown. If we could turn out that when we're voting like that, if we could turn out like that, we need to be packed like we were downtown. We need to be packed at those voting places like that. Not with just in the morning, like if a person trickling in every now and then. What we need to do is we need for people to vote and vote and vote. So we need you to turn out, and I want everybody to take somebody. We need to show them that they can no longer take our vote for granted. We need to show them that it ain't really about Democrat and Republican. It's about what's right for this city. It just so happened that the people that are in power, the people that we're running against now, we're gonna be shooting for mayor in about another year and a half or so. And so at that particular time, you'll be saying, hey, it's still about leadership, but we're talking about Democrats. So it's not really, it has nothing to do with the party, it has nothing to do with the race. It's the fact that this city is declining. It's the fact that this county is declining. It's the fact that when our children graduate from high school, if they're lucky enough to make it, they have to leave here and go somewhere else. Why? They can go to MC, they can start here and maybe even finish here, but there's no viable jobs here. Craig Houston, welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie.
Thanks for having me, Eddie Gray.
Excuse me, people. Craig, you know it's getting down to the wire. It's getting time for the people to vote for you. What is it? You say you was coming back today. You was going to tell the people about some things in this county that you see as part of your vision. So talk to the people.
Again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to Eddie Gray, and I'd like to thank Eddie Gray for giving us an opportunity to come and speak about some things that we would like to see in the community. We hadn't had any chances this election cycle to really get out and to talk about our visions. You know, I've just been doing a lot of campaigning, a lot of door-to-door, constantly knocking on doors and constantly talking to people. And I just wanted to come here today and speak a little about some of the things that I have observed over the years and some of the things that I'd like to see, you know, put in place in order to make some changes in our community. We cannot keep going down the road that we've been going down. Our population has decreased by over 5,000 people in the last 9 years, and that's a little bit over about 6 or 7% of our population. You know, we can't continue to go, to go that route. I mean, people, they don't want to talk about it. If you notice how quiet the incumbents are being during this election cycle, you know, we're just going to have our first debate or forum on Thursday. You know, that's just 5 days out from the election. I'm thankful for it. I want to thank the Meridian Community College Student Government Association for putting that forum on at 6 o'clock. So, and I encourage everybody to come out and watch that forum because, you know, you, the voter, deserve an opportunity to see candidates sitting side by side answering questions. Now, if you're an incumbent, you ought to want to defend your record. You ought to want to defend your record if you're an incumbent.
If you have a record.
If you have a record. Well, you ought to want to defend what you've done. I mean, if you guys notice, it's been very quiet. Very, 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 very quiet. And I'm going to get off this soapbox, but, you know, I've been extremely disappointed with the lack of opportunities, you know, for debates. I'm going to start talking about some of the things that I want to see that I think will help our community. One of the first things I want to see is I want to talk about economic development and job growth. We've been doing the same things for years, the same things, and those things have not been working. You know, facts are facts. You know, 1 plus 1 going to always equal 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 plus 4 is 8, and so forth and so on. We've been doing the same things, and we have not been getting any results. Whereas other areas have been doing different things, and they've been thriving and growing. We need to start, in my opinion, a regional economic alliance to work together with other people in our area. Tupelo has thrived doing this.
That's right.
They have an organization called PULL, that's Pontotoc, Union, and Lee counties. You took all of the supervisors from those 3 counties, all of the aldermen, all of the mayors, all of the Chamber of Commerce, and all of their economic development teams, and they came together as one They sat down, they hammered out their differences, they set goals, and they went step by step with those goals in order to attract the land industry. What's wrong with trying that? What we're doing is not working. You know, we also border Alabama. You have Choctaw and Sumter counties right in our backyard. In 15 minutes, you can be in Alabama. Marie is less than that.
I'm telling you.
I mean, you can be in Alabama in 15 minutes. Why can't we work together? The city and the county and Lauderdale County are going to have to do a better job of working together.
Amen.
All of us going to have to work together. You know, we owe it to the people. When you're an elected official, you need to do everything you can to improve the quality of life for citizens in our area. Well, folks, we failed. That's just the bottom line. You know, I listen to all the reasons why we can't. You know, what's going on here, what's going on now. Let's go back 40 years, and you tell me what was the excuse then?
Or 20 years.
Or 20 years. I'm going back 40.
Yeah.
Even farther. You know, we just have not kept up with other counties in this state. You know, you always hear about Lauderdale County. Meridian Keyfield has the longest public runway in the state of Mississippi. We got 2059. We have rail running north, south, east, and west. We're not far from anything. You know, we got a great interstate coming right through here. We're right here centrally located, easy to access. You know, you always hear about these things, but why can't we capitalize on these things? It's leadership. It's just that simple. Listen.
And Craig, I want to thank you, and I just want to say this also is continually enriching the same people. You got it's leadership. We got the same group of people that continue to get richer and richer by building buildings and structures and anything that's keeping Lauderdale County down. I can remember in the 70s. Yes, I'm that old. I remember in the 70s, Meridian was a metropolitan area. I think you have to have a population of at least 50,000. It
Yes.
exceeded that.
Yes.
So since the 70s, the population has declined. Once they lost that, they have never been able to get it back. And it points to, and before, I think, is Bruce Martin with the Rosenbaum family? Miles and Rosenbaum, the insurance?
I think that's a
I think he
separate
works
family.
there. I think, he works for Myron Rosenbaum.
But
I think he's a partner.
A partner.
He's a partner in Myron Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
Really?
And the point, and at one time I think Rosemont used to be a mayor, but the point of it is that you keep enriching the same family or the family's offspring, the family's grandchildren, or whoever, somebody in the family is married to. We got to get away from that. We got to start looking at our people.
You know, I've talked to a lot of people that work at a lot of different places here. And you talk to a lot of people and their kids are leaving. They want to leave. They think we're not growing. We're not growing. And I talk to people constantly about things that are going on in Lauderdale County. People want to see change. You know, every time there's an election, we talk about change. But this is the one thing I want to say. Let's go back to 2015. People, tell me what's changed. Tell me what's changed, people. Nothing has changed. If anything, we've gone further backwards.
We've
regressed. We hadn't grown. You don't hear any new ideas. And like I said, I'm not trying to attack anybody. But when I was on another radio show 2 weeks ago, 2 days in a row. And I listened to that show in the morning, and I hear our current supervisor talk about all the things that have gone on in District 2. When I hear you talk about baseball being played in District 2 again, well, guess what? They hadn't played baseball in 2 years. The fence was blown down on April 14th, 2018 during a tornado. Okay, now that's a little simple stuff. You can get the fence back up. The fence has just gone up, folks. That's a year and a half later. Now, when you talk about us playing baseball, yet we hadn't played baseball, that's just a distraction you're trying to throw up. If you were really concerned about our kids playing baseball at Magnolia, you could have gotten with the city and pushed to get that fence back up. And this is another thing I want to say. Inside of District 2, there are 4 schools in District 2. Parkview Elementary, Magnolia Middle, Marion Park, and Meridian High School. And again, how often do you visit those schools? Magnolia, 1 time in 8 years. Parkview, not at all. Meridian High School, which Eddie Gray knows, is near and dear to me. Not at all. Marion Park, not at all. And just show your face. You step up, you show your face, you offer to assist. Maybe not even resources, just time. I said that, folks, to say this. Look at who's representing you. Look at who's representing you. Look at what they actually do. That's all I'm saying. Put your time in. Stop out of school. If I'm elected, guess what? You're going to see me.
And I gotta say this is that did you heard everything he just said? The facts, the factual information that he's
That's right.
giving. And for him to know this type of information, it's something that he's been doing all the time. He sounds like a supervisor. It's something. If you want to go back, and I'm gonna play that soundbite again, where Wayman Lewis asked a question about the county budget. He didn't even know. Do you?
This is one thing I want to address too. I've had a lot of people ask me questions just because I'm quiet that I hadn't been working in this community. Let me tell you something. I'm one of those quiet guys that work behind the scenes. I've been involved in this community with our children for over 20 years, a part of Big Brother and Big Sister. I've been a mentor, a tutor, a chaperone, a cook, an advisor, and everything else you can just imagine as far as a volunteer can be on the safety and security focus group to change the policy for Mason our children in Marine Public Schools. I was a part of that. I never talk about the things that I do, but I want to start talking about them a little bit. I am a junkie when it comes to issues in government. Eddie Gray Hope can tell you, and anybody that knows you. That's something I eat, I sleep, and I breathe. I have paid attention to what has gone on in this community and in this county. I know I'm only one person, but guess what? One person can change the conversation, and you can change the way that people think about things. You can put things on their mind. You know, it may come across as a threat, but we can't keep doing the same things that we've been doing. And like I said, I've been heavily involved. You know, every Friday, I park my grill at Marine High School and feed those kids out of my pocket. Every Friday, for years. Not just this year. We can go 5, 10, 15. We can go and we can do that. I spent the time cooking, preparing food for those children because a lot of them do not have at home, along with my crew that helped me out. Daryl, Odell, Mike, Dustin Markham, and several Albert Selby, other guys that helped me out as far as putting that together every Friday. Those are things that we do to impact our kids. I spend a lot of time around our children. And like I said, I've been heavily involved in this community, and there's been some questions about me because I'm so quiet and I don't talk about the things that I've done in this community. And I just want to...
what he's doing, people, he's not doing it for show. He's doing it because it's in his heart, and he care about this community and our children, and so he don't need the photo op. But he's letting you know. But I've always known that he's done these things.
And the thing about it is, when you passionate about something, you ain't got to run and tell it. You don't have no time to run and tell it. The word of God say, what you do in secret, I will reward you in open. People always want to know and hear you talk about what you do. Loose lip sinks ships. What we want to do is put something in action that we could see. People talking about, well, Raymond Newell running a commercial with a song Never Could Have Made It. Hey, we like you listening to our music because it has meaning. But don't try to act like you all godly done for and have done for District 2. We know you have not. I'm sorry. I'm not bad-mouthing him. As far as the record speaks for itself. In District 5, let me say this. I forgot to say a while ago. In our district, District 5 is huge. District 5 people, listen, we are members of the largest district in the county. We had 3 bridges down at one time. 3. One of them is down in Carseyville, still down. Almost 3 years. Tons of people use that bridge to get 219 to go to work every day. They've been having to take detours for 3 years. We can't fix a bridge. Lauderdale County, I look on the reports sometime. But money-wise, they doing okay. They can do what they want to do. They just paid, what, $1.2 million for the whole? And you can't fix a bridge that involves people? What I'm saying is, the county belongs to its citizens. Let me tell you something else. I'm just like Brother Houston. I love children, the progress of the county, the community, our people. And when I say our people, I ain't just talking about black people. I get along with white people, black people, Latinos. It's all about respect. We got to learn to love everybody, but you got to do right. They closed our only Juvenile Center. Years ago, they closed it. That means they have to send our children, anybody's children, down to Jackson. What happened if that kid parent don't have a car? What happened if they can't get no one to take them to visit their kid down in Jackson? What happened? That means that kid is going through something without the love and support of their family. And why is it that they cannot repair the juvenile center? And I'm going to tell you something else. They closed the juvenile center. It had a full functioning working body. I want them to tell me who they laid off. Who did you let go? Who retired in all the years? So why did you need a full staff and you didn't have no kids? All you doing is having hearings 2 days a week sometimes. All I'm saying is it's not about nobody. It's about the fact that our children, they are not making decisions concerning our children.
And you are correct, Marie. And I got to say this, people, that we have an opportunity now to make history. We have an opportunity now to create change. We need to elect Dwayne Davis. We need to elect Marie Franklin. We need to elect Craig Houston, not because they're black, because it's somebody new, somebody that cares about this community and want to take it in a new direction. If you're a citizen of Lauderdale County, it ain't got nothing to do with the color of their skin. And the people that are there, we got to get away from people that are destroying our community and enriching themselves and destroying the lives of our children. Our children don't have anywhere to go. They don't have anything to do. And we got to get away from that. So white people, I'm asking you now, I got to say this. Hey, let's take color out of it. Let's look at the facts. Let's look at let's look at their report card. You look at your child's report card when they come home. If they got a D on there or an F, you gonna raise sand with them. If they go to school and they act out, well, hold up, we gotta look at our elected officials' report card also, and we gotta hold them accountable. Let's do that Tuesday, November the 5th, and put in some new people.
Amen.
One thing I want to say, I don't want you to just vote for me because I'm a black man. I want you to vote for me because I'm the right man. It's the right time and right now to make a change. That's why I want you to vote for me.
Very well said.
I want to speak also on the Velma Young Community Center. When I hear supervisors bragging about a community center that they had no dealing with as far as planning, let me break it down to you on how that community center came about. Joe Norwood, who was the supervisor of District 4, took that idea, handed that baton to Dustin Markham. Dustin Markham presented that to the City Council of Meridian. They got it approved, took it back to the county. The county agreed to do dirt work. Okay. Joe Norwood pushed this thing to Dustin Markham, the City Council. This was back in 2000, I would say 14 or so. Comes back to the Board of Supervisors. Joe Norwood, who is the supervisor of District 4,
listen, people,
took $50,000
listen
out of his monies that was earmarked for District 2
4.
And for District 4, I'm sorry, District 4. Put that money into District 2.
How much Raymond Newell put in?
Not one red cent. The county did the dirt work, and we're grateful. So don't let Mr. Newell tell you guys that he initiated anything with the Velma Young Center. When they took the photo, you can go back and look at it. Mr. Newell knew he wasn't a player in that, really a big player in that project. He didn't even get in the picture. And that's just the truth. And I'm not trying to beat him down. I'm just trying to clear the air on some confusion out there. Look at people's actions.
That's right.
Look at what they do.
And that's what they did in Birmingham, Alabama. That's how they end up with a new mayor. And that new mayor is just creating inroads for Jefferson County, Birmingham. What they and how they got it done, they just told them, hey, look, just look at their report card. But not only, when you look at their report card, what has they done? What is it that they're going to do? So they got to have a vision. Craig Houston, Marie Franklin has a vision. I got to assume that Dwayne Davis have a vision. Well, let's assume that he don't. But guess what? The person that's in there don't. The person that's in there has not done anything. So it's time for change. It's simple as that.
Now, the Meridian Star did a dueling story on myself and Mr. Newell it ran in Friday's paper. And one thing I said was the lack of vision that we have in Lauderdale County. Then I came back and said, we don't have a vision, and we don't. And like I said, let's look at some of the things that we do. That courthouse has been going on, that situation has been going on a long time. And I hope we're about to rectify this situation. Those are dangerous working conditions. Who knows, we could get hit with a class action suit.
Yes, Lord.
We could, and God forbid. But let me just talk about this a little bit. You got to inform people about what's going on. We don't do a good job. When's the last time we had a public forum or community forum to discuss things that are going on with the county? If I'm fortunate enough to get elected, I'll have 3 to 4 forums throughout my district during every year. We will do that. We will talk about issues. We will set goals. We will ask people some of the things that they would like to see. And I will address people. I won't run from an issue. I'll take it on. We got to take it on. And we're not taking it on. And another thing, supervisors meet every first and every third Monday of the month at 9 o'clock. If I am elected, I will push to move one of those meetings back to 5. Some of the people that get off at 5 o'clock will have an opportunity to attend those meetings and address our supervisors. We got to do what's convenient for the people, not what's convenient for our elected officials.
And you know, that's Craig and I agree on a lot of things, but don't get it twisted. It's not like we married or anything, so we do disagree. But the thing about it is, we agree on people. We agree on what's right. We agree that it needs to be a change. We believe in fighting to make a change, but I know for a fact I make him think. I make him go and produce his numbers, so that make him better, and he do the same for me. You gotta get people that can work together, period. And you know, Eddie, you mentioned the Birmingham mayor. Ain't the brother got it going on?
He really
but
does.
You know what he did that I really, really love? He is bringing his community together. And he doing it through love, people.
That's right.
He doing it through community and block and housing authority. When that little girl came up missing, the press conference that he called, he got the job done. They hit the ground running.
That's right.
And he was dedicated as if that was his daughter. I was so proud of him because they jumped right then. It was a horrible end. And we don't know why the Lord allowed it to end like that. But he did. But brother, still, he came out there. He was at that vigil. He spoke. And when he spoke, you could feel the hurt in him. You got to be a part of your community. You got to love your community just as well as you want your family to do well. You got to want them to do well. And while I'm living today, I can die tomorrow. I want to go ahead on and say something about Supervisor Norwood. Now, listen to what Mr. Houston said. Mr. Norwood, that was his baby to get done, and they got it done. It was his vision, people, for Highland Park to do. I mean, he had a state-of-the-art situation that he was going to create. Now, I want you to know, you got to remember the history of Highland Park. There was a time black children couldn't even go to Highland Park. They couldn't even go to Highland Park. And so now, what Mr. Norwood wanted to do, he wanted to revitalize, fix it up, make it state-of-the-art. And he went and got the funds to do so. And I want you to understand the reason why my hats are so off to this brother. He had to fight. He had to fight to keep it. He had to fight in the higher court across the street. He had to fight to the higher courts in Jackson. And they took him all the way to the Supreme Court. That's right.
And he
Citizens of Lauderdale County took another supervisor to court to take that money from him.
Marie, let me interject for you. It just really upset.
It is.
But one thing, and see, y'all be calling me racism, so tell me the reason why anybody would do that if it didn't have anything to do.
Because they didn't want him to put that money
into our
Highland
community for black children.
And guess what, though? Guess what? It wouldn't have mattered. It's a key player in this that I have not called his name. It would not have mattered had the mayor,
y'all hear it?
the mayor of Meridian, Mississippi, He needed to sign the interlocal agreement.
And never signed it.
Had he signed that, I don't care what court they would have took him to. I don't care
It
if
would've
they
been a
would
done
have
deal.
won. It would have been a done deal when he signed it. He had months and months to sign it. He had it and did not sign it. So what do that tell people? Now look, these are facts. It hurt me to my heart that citizens of this county would do that. It hurt me. It really hurt me
And people here
that he
again.
won. And the mayor,
A Meridian, black man, first black man.
would not help black children. You want them off the streets, you say. You want them away from drugs, you say.
But look
You-
what all that's happened since
You
then. All
got
the
to go-
murders that's been over there and the children been shot and killed and the crimes in Highland Park. That's what they want, chaos in our communities. And how can you not care? And we have not had a mayor that's good in Birmingham, Alabama since the first black mayor. And they tried putting him in jail. Craig, we gonna run off on a tangent, but don't mean to. But Marie, if you don't stop fooling with that phone, we're gonna run you up out of here. Marie, turn that phone off.
I'm trying.
You should have never had it on, but I gotta say this. Marie, you got
Oh,
Marie,
okay.
But on to back to that situation with the Belma Young son.
how about Jonathan Wells? Let's talk about Jonathan Wells. Dice man, play us a song for a minute real quick here so Marie can take care of it. Hold up,
Isn't
just talk to the people while Marie take her phone outside or turn it off.
Excuse me, people. I promise you I apologize. I'm just not.
I'm trying to go down there.
Okay.
With Jonathan Wells. I don't want to talk about one.
Okay.
And I won't talk about Kyle Rutledge. Forget Jonathan Williams.
It's tag. Do y'all realize y'all on the air?
Yeah.
Y'all on the air.
He-
All the time.
hey,
Everything you say.
People, let me tell you what I said. My opponent is Kyle Rutledge. It is not Jonathan Wells. So, really and truly, I haven't done my homework on Jonathan Wells, but from what the part that I have done, he ain't doing that either. All I know is
Marie,
Lauderdale County is not coming together. District 1, District 2, District 3, District 4, and District 5. We need to have at least 5 to 10 people from each district start to bring people together so we can get some things done that the people want done.
I want to say this is that Craig here is here to talk about District 2, and that's good. But you understand that Marie is here and I'm here, but I got to talk about Jonathan Wells.
Okay.
And the reason why I want to talk about Jonathan Wells because he was the no vote that really ended the soccer complex at Highland Park. Jonathan Wells. Because once he came on board, then Wayman Newell had the third vote to say no.
But
We already discussed that. Craig Houston, continue to talk to the people.
And like I said, I want to talk to everybody. Look at the progress or lack of progress that we made in Lauderdale County. Take color out of it. Take party out of it. Just look at the facts. The fact of the matter is, we're not growing. We're regressing. And here we are. And I want you guys to listen. What kind of ideas have you heard out of the incumbents? You haven't heard any ideas out
they're
of the
running.
incumbents. What kind of energy or new direction do you hear out in the comments? You hadn't heard any new energy or any direction out of the incumbents. You know, they wanted this election to go by quietly without anybody challenging them on anything. And, you know, people deserve better. We deserve better. When you see, it's going to be a slow process, people. We deserve to our people to work. We deserve to our people to work together. We do. We deserve it to our people. We deserve it to our people to work together, to come together as a strong people that we are, and to push forward. Everybody wants better. Well, now is your time. I've been hearing it for years. We need to do this. We need to do that. Guess what? I've said this before. I don't care what color you are, where you live, how much money you got, what kind of status you got, where you go to church, where you work, regardless of what you are. When you go into those polls on Tuesday, you have one vote. Everybody has one vote. Go and exercise your right, people. You get out of here and you talk to some of the elderly people, and they are just mystified at the amount of people that don't vote. You listen to people talk about what they went through, not being able to vote, and going through all of those things, putting their life on the line for us to go out and vote. Get out and vote, people. We got so much to vote for. We can go down the line from the state to the local situation. We got a lot to vote for. When you're voting for governor. You're voting for schools. You're voting for hospitals. You're voting for roads. You got a lot to vote for. You vote for Public Service Commission. They control $1 billion budget. You got a lot to vote for. You're voting for Attorney General, our top cop. You vote for Lieutenant Governor, the person that pushes the agenda.
DA.
He pushes the agenda in Jackson, pushes the agenda, the legislative agenda, who has the strength to push things through. You're voting for all of those things. And then not even to get down to locally, you voting for DA. You voting to a board of supervisors who control the purse strings in Lauderdale County, decide what's going where. And I want everybody within the sound of my voice to challenge them. I challenge you to tell somebody, to take somebody to the polls. These people are making decisions, people. And the one thing I said, the proof is in the pudding. We're not progressing at all. We regressing. We on that hamster wheel. It's around and around and around and around. And you see this action. Now I'm thankful that we're going to have a new courthouse. But ask yourself about the timing, people. 5 days before the general election, we're having an announcement on site. That's basically a free campaign commercial. And yeah, I'm calling all of you all out on it that's involved in it. That's basically a free campaign commercial. I want to hear you guys talk about some ideas. I'm bringing ideas and energy. And you know what? If I get elected, I'm going to try my darndest to implement some of those ideas. And let me talk a little bit more about our children. All of our children. Let me tell you about me coming up as a kid in St. Francis when I was a youngster, when we got up every morning and we had on-site recreation for our kids. We had a partnership going on between the city, the county, MJC as it was at that time, park and recreation, where we had structured activities and field trips for our children. What's wrong with that model today, people? Yeah, it's a different era, but kids are kids. What's wrong with that, people? The Boys and Girls Club is a good situation, but they can't handle everybody. What's wrong with having neighborhood activities structured for our children in the summertime? When I was a kid, we got up every morning, we went to Macedonia to eat breakfast. Anybody around my age realize that. We walked to Magnolia Park and we played t-ball. We went back to lunch. Then we walked back home. We went swimming. We always had things at Magnolia Park. I'm a part of that. So I know what kind of impact it had on my life. We was always busy. I hear all this talk in our community. You know what? Let's try some of the things that affected people like me, that helped me out in my life, that kept me grounded, that kept me out of trouble. You could talk to anybody throughout the part of this whole town, this whole community, about some of the structured activities that we had for our children. And I've been campaigning around the county. Let me tell you something, people. There are some great people in Lauderdale, Mississippi. They out in the middle of nowhere sometimes. They have not anything in Lauderdale County for those children. And I'm going to say this. You know, I love parks and I love recreation, but I want economic development so people can pay bills. If I'm elected, I'm going to try my darndest to get some land donated in Lauderdale and just build a little community park. Nothing big. Basketball courts, a barbecue grill, some picnic tables. It's desolate. What's wrong with that? We're going to maintain roads under my watch. We're going to maintain bridges. We're going to do that. But we're also going to address the needs of our children in this community. Tomb Super Park needs attention. You can't do it all at one time, but what's wrong with taking on a bite at a time? Just like finishing an apple. You take a bite at a time to get to where you want to be. I'll commit to that, just a little bit at a time. Not to come and throw $300,000 or $400,000. Well, how about doing a little bit every time to bring it up to par for those kids in that area to have something to do? Let me say this. Our current supervisor lives in Dalewood, right down the road. Probably passes by Tomb Super Park every day. Let me tell you something.
For 12
You've been in office
years.
for 12 years. You've done all you're going to do. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. But there's more to me than just parks and rec. I want to see so much more. When I drive up towards Starkville and Columbus and West Point, you got Oktibbeha County, Clay County, and Lowndes County. The way that they have grown, the way that they form a regional partnership to work together. Why can't we do that? You got a gentleman up there that's created 7,000 good paying jobs. When they closed Bryan Foods in West Point, it almost destroyed that community. But guess what? They replaced it, folks. They got a new team up there. They got a Mr. Higgins. They did such a good job that you can Google it on YouTube and watch it. It's a 60-minute special. It's over on 60 Minutes. The revitalization of the Golden Triangle, people. Made 60 minutes right here in Mississippi. Why can't we do it? It's leadership. It's just that simple. Like I said, we can't keep doing the same things and think you're going to get different results, because you're not. You're not. I mean, I've gotten to the point where you just get fed up. I love my community, my hometown. I decided to stay here. Most of my friends have moved on. They asked me, Craig, how do you stay at the house? How do you stay? I said, because I love this place and I want to see better. I don't want to abandon my community, and I'm not going to abandon my community. And I'm asking you people, please, don't abandon your community. Vote on Tuesday. Vote on Tuesday. It's so many people that are registered to vote. Vote on Tuesday. We vote stronger in a presidential election than we vote in our local elections. And that's all well and good. But when the numbers almost double in the presidential election compared to our 2015 state and local election. Double. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
Not only your life, your children's lives, your grandbabies' lives. Craig is still at an age where he really, all of his visions that you hear, people in time, in wisdom, he can make it happen. Those things that he is saying, those are the things that you need to be thinking about. Children, that's the issue. We are adults. We can maintain ourselves. But as he was saying, I grew up on the same road that I'm living on now. It was a dirt road then. But every summer when I turned 14, I worked a summer job. Why is it now, when the summer job comes around, the city handling the summer job, but they can't hire but 12 people? What? You know how many children you got in the city. If you start them early, there's no planning here for growth. They're not planning.
Not for our children.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We need our children to have something. Okay, every other 2, 3, 4, 5 months, they opening a restaurant. Well, okay, how about this? How about the mayor, the city council, all those people? Why don't they agree to live off the salary they're trying to make our children and grandchildren live off of? You want better. Show them that you are now taking your community back. I can only speak for Marie. I'm not a politician. I am a person that loves my community, loves my people, and I am applying for a job to help my community, my family, your family, and anybody in the county that we can. But we got to take a stand today, and especially on Tuesday.
November the 5th.
Set your alarm. You know how y'all know how to do it. Set your alarm on your phone. Go vote. When the phone go off, go vote. We have abandoned, just like Mr. Houston said, we done abandoned our community. It's time to take it back. It's time for our children. Next summer, next spring, it's just like he said. Tuba, we used to play ball up there every weekend, had a great time, had something to do. We didn't want to get in trouble. Sammy Davis Complex, we paid out there 3 times a week. 3 times. Magnolia, we always had something to do.
Thank you for that, Marie. I want to say this, Marie. I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to say this, is that the people also, if you working that day, go ahead on and vote now.
Right.
If you're 65 or older, go ahead and vote now. If you're doing something, I'm doing something. If you're going to be helping getting the vote out, go and vote now. Make sure you go and vote now. I've already voted. I've already voted for Tarquez Hobson, Jennifer Riley Collins, Jim Hood, Simmons. I've already voted. I voted straight Democratic ticket. I'm just telling y'all that. And I got to talk about the write-in vote. Do not write in. Craig Houston corrected when I got to say thank you, Ike, for coming here. We got to have him back after the election, man. Ike Brown and Gary Nader, man. We love you guys, man. Thank you for a great job you're doing up in Knoxville County. Got to have you guys back. But when I talked to Donna Jill Johnson, Ike Brown said one thing: when you write in a vote, it kicks out the whole ballot. Craig Houston corrected that.
It slows down the process.
It slows down the
right.
process.
They have to count it by hand.
They had all those. They had all those.
And it takes longer.
Primary.
It takes longer.
That's why it took so long.
They had about. I think she said they had 1,300 write-ins.
It was a lot of
write-ins. It was a lot. That's too many write-ins.
And it kicked in. If you don't want to vote, just leave it blank.
Just leave it blank. Do not put anything in there because it's going to bog down the system. And here's another thing, too. If you put a write-in when you have a viable candidate running, just because your cousin didn't win or your uncle didn't win or you didn't win, don't tell other folks to do a write-in. That's just ignorant. And then don't even listen to anybody that's telling you to do write-in votes.
And also, I don't care whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. You got to vote for whatever you feel like it's right. If you okay and you want to vote. But what I'm saying is, if there is no opponent,
leave it blank.
Don't scratch nothing if that's not the person you want in there. Because sometimes somebody don't have an opponent, but he really need an opponent. Don't mark that. We need to show his numbers that really people don't want him in there.
I gotta say this too, is that when you write in a candidate and you're intelligent enough to know who's best for the job, and you don't do that because you don't like the person, then it's just wrong. It's not. It's not godlike. It's not economically feasible. It's not socially feasible. It's just not community feasible. It's not feasible at all for you to do that. You got to vote. Vote for what's best for the community. I don't care if you don't like one or the other, but you got to vote. If you don't like either one of them, then vote for the one that's be most qualified for the job.
You know, Miss Dungill told me today, and she told me quick, that she was talking against, she didn't want us to promote early voting. She said they want people to go to the polls.
Well, I ain't trying to hear that. I want people to vote. I can tell you one thing that it does do. Some of you lazy rascals over there in Eastern, oh Lord, I'm sorry, Eastern Garden. Some of you lazy, hold up, some of you lazy rascals out there on North Hill Street, y'all get up out of the bed, leave your lunch breaks and go and vote early. And the reason why I want you to vote early, I think that Ike Brown touches on. I'm gonna tell you something. That guy's a genius. I ain't finna tell y'all nothing because I might run for mayor, and if I run for mayor, Ike Brown gonna be my brain trust. Him and Gary Naylor, and they gonna help me, and they gonna be a part of my administration if they move a lot of their county, Mississippi. But anyway, Craig, go ahead and talk to the people now. And Craig, I want to thank you for coming here too.
Yeah, I was running a little late. I've been out beating the bushes campaigning.
I was gonna knock you out when I saw you.
You know, I told you, Gray, I'm gonna get in when I can because I gotta talk to many people.
Oh, honey, he scolded me when I got here.
Many people as I can. But you know what? I've had an outpouring of people reaching out to me. I want to thank people for reaching out to me that didn't vote for me, that are reaching out to me, that didn't
asking for signs and helping people get signs.
I want to thank that because that's big. This is what people wanted. They wanted us to be at each other's throat.
That's right.
And we didn't give them what they wanted.
That's right.
We gave them a race. We ran a hard-fought, clean race. That's what we did.
And I got to say this, and I know that factually that he ran a clean race. And I got to say this, and I want to thank Lolo is doing a lot with the Democratic Party trying to help. And I want to thank her for her helping us support, for reaching out to the candidates, the ones such as yourself, Craig Houston. And she's even helping you and Michael Gray. She is helping everybody. So she's doing a stellar job. Maybe Lolo should run for mayor.
You know, that's what I wanted to do before I left, was thank Lolo. Because she campaigned for us on her page, and she didn't have to do it. But and I thank her. And that's an example. That's an example of what we all need to do. Myself, you think I'm going to get mad and go run off and go and hide if I lose? No, I'm not going to do it. Okay, people, District 5, vote Marie Franklin, Supervisor, vote for change, vote for a better District 5.
And again, people, my name is Craig Houston. And I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or whatever you are. If you ask yourself this question, are we heading in the right direction? Have you heard any ideas, any new ideas, any vision, or is more of the same? And the answer to that question, you being honest, is no. We keep lagging, we keep falling behind, and we keep putting the same candidates back in office that's going to do the same things. It's time for something different, people. This is our community. We own this community. District 2, as far as all the other districts, belong to you, the people. It's your vote, your voice, your choice. And I'm Craig Houston, and I humbly ask for your vote on November the 5th. Call somebody to tell somebody to take somebody to the polls. And I thank you very much.
I want to thank Craig Houston and Marie Franklin for my guests being here today. Thursday, we're going to have a late show. We just going to go to the forum. I want to invite everybody to the forum out at MCC. That's
Please
at the
come.
old Walmart, where the candidates get to speak about their platform and what it is that they're going to do. And so that you should tune into that. You should turn out for that. They will ask them some questions. And so we're going to be there, and we'll come here at 8 o'clock. And so Thursday, we're going to have a special show at 8 o'clock. But we're going to be here Tuesday with Weston Linderman. You know, this guy here is just great. But I tell you, Ike coming after the election, Weston coming on the election. So I don't know whether Ike is coming Thursday or not, people, but I have a special show in the future that's coming to you. We're going to keep turning out these guests. I'm going to see, can I get Al Sharpton to come on, or Oprah Winfrey? You know, I always reach for the stars, you know, thinking that I believe, if you believe it, you can conceive it. If you conceive it and believe it, it's going to happen. But anyway, people, I want to thank you for listening in. I again want to thank the Ruffin family. And I mean, wow.
That was great.
Ain't too proud to beg. We got to close it out with Walk Away from Love. We got to close out with one of them Temptation songs, Dice. Find me a Temptation song. I know you got everything there. Do you have a Temptation song over there?
David ready, man.
Man,
Okay,
play some
okay, we're
David,
gonna play some David. That's how
Play some
just
David.
good. But I tell you what, when I come back in Thursday,
got
we're gonna talk
David.
about the Ruffin family a little bit more, and we're going
Can I
to.
come back,
Okay,
Greg?
yeah, play that.
Yes, you can come back.
Coming
Yeah,
back after
yeah,
the
and
fourth,
you can-
I ain't
because
gonna
I
even
have
ask.
plenty of other things that I want to say. I want to give y'all a breakdown of the registered voters in each precinct in District 2 to let you know how many it is. I got it right here in front of me. Right here. Each and every precinct. I want to give you a
Don't tear up my
breakdown.
table.
Well, you know, I get a little excited sometimes. You know?
My Marie over there, but Marie, you got to be on Ritalin or something. Cause I tell you,
I ain't
the way
on
you
nothing, baby. I'm
over there,
just on the
she
light
just been
high.
tubing and
Well,
everything.
you know, I got a habit of kind of, you know.
Yeah.
I do
need to
too,
get
yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
But
That-
Greg, again,
you know
thank
what?
man.
Only reason why I'm not doing it because the Dice Man done got on me so much about doing it, and so I noticed it made it. Because you know I get upset, I be saying, and I be hitting the table, and he said, "Oh, bro, you need not even, not to do that." So I've learned to not do that.
Like I said, you've been our only voice.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate MOX for letting me come on 2
Me
days in a
too.
row.
Yeah.
Me
2
too.
days in a row, they let me come on MOX. I took all the questions. I spent 1 hour talking to Miss Smith. Took 1 hour talking to Dumpster Dog and Bill Smith, taking call-ins and answering questions. That's what you need to do. And this is what I'm going to say. I'll go anywhere, anytime to discuss issues. I don't care where it is. That's what you have to do when you're running for office. Because if you have a vision, you're not afraid to do it.
Yeah. People, again, I want to thank you for
Right.
listening in. We're going to close it out with one of the Ruffin song, and want to thank everybody. Again, I would love to see Jennifer Ryder Collins or her sister come on. That'll be great. Her sister's doing very good and trying to get people and make
Jennifer be
them.
here Friday at Multi-County speaking at a veterans program. She's retired out of National Guard as the rank of colonel, and she'll be speaking at a veterans appreciation program down in Multi-County. It's like a brunch.
As y'all
It's a
see,
limited space.
As you can see, I am a veteran. Got to talk about that a little bit. You know, a guy came up to me and said, "What part of Vietnam?" Well, hell, I went in no damn part of Vietnam. I was smart enough not to go.
Oh,
Sure
come
as
on
hell.
now.
But I'm still a Vietnam veteran because I was in the military in 1971.
About how old was the guy?
He about the same, him and I, he went in the same time. I can't help it if I was a little bit smaller and I was in the back and he was up there shooting and sniping and all that kind of stuff. I ain't gonna call his name. But the thing of it is that you Google it, we're all veterans. When you're a Gulf War veteran, you're a Korean War veteran, a World War II veteran. They don't ask you where you are. No, what's wrong with you? Ignorant folks that shot over in Vietnam, you was able to come back and everything. You gonna say something to me? I was in the military at that time too. So I'm wearing my hat with pride. The United States government say I can, and they take care of me medically also. But anyway, people, I want to thank you for listening in, and come back Thursday. Dice Man, play me that song that I've been itching. Thank you again, Ruffin family, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Holt.
You're welcome.
I'm excited over you, girl. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited over you, girl. Listen, baby. Maybe there's a better way to say what I'm about to say, but I better say it before I start to shaking. Every time you cross my mind, chills run up and down my spine. I don't know, but I think I'm in love. I really get excited. Oh, my collar gets tight. Oh, girl, I think I'm falling in love. When I think about you, baby, oh, you're such a sexy lady. Oh, I think I'm falling in love. When you call me on the phone, my poor heart begins to moan, and I cry out for the touch of your presence. I open up my mouth to speak, and the words fall right down to my feet. I just can't seem to say what's on my mind, girl. But it's time, girl, and I'm growing serious. Ooh, so serious. What a beautiful feeling. Your love is so appealing. You got me rocking and reeling. I think I love you, baby. Oh, I love you. Oh, baby, I think I'm falling in love. I need you, baby.